Lois Lane is so much more than Superman's wife and partner, for she fights the good fight with the pen instead of the sword. All this and more in the pages of Lois Lane issue number 1. Let's hop on in together and find out what happens next, shall we? Alrighty then, so if you've been reading the main Superman series right now, you'll know that Lois Lane is working on a book about her life with Superman, and because of that, she's not actually living at home with her husband and son anymore, instead taking up residency in a fancy hotel where she's actually gotten to know the staff there pretty well. On the television, we can hear that the world that Lois lives in as a journalist is basically exactly like the world we live in right now, complete with its own corruptions, political scandals, and even refugee detention centers. Oh man, they wasted absolutely no time going 100% topical, didn't they, huh? Now, Lois might not work for the Daily Planet anymore, but that still doesn't mean Perry White doesn't give her assignments and information from time to time, like the suspicious death of a Russian journalist who was trying to expose Kremlin activity that Lois had actually had a passing knowledge of. The papers are all calling this woman's death a suicide, but Lois has been in this business long enough to know a cover-up when she sees it, and because of that, she takes it upon herself to expose this. Just, you know, not all at once. Lois also makes some time for her husband, Superman, and man, this whole status quo for the relationship is so weird, seeing as Bendis gave them a soft breakup. And now other writers like Rucka here are forced to work within this strange framework that has been set up for them. Rucka even goes out of his way to try and re-explain and recontextualize the reason they're not living together anymore, in case this just might be your first Superman-related book in a long time, which I get the feeling a lot of people that's gonna be the case. Sadly, once again, the reason for this power couple no longer living together is thrown squarely at the feet of poor Lois, saying, oh, well, you know, I'm something of a celebrity, you know, a whistleblowing journalist, a Pulitzer Prize winner. People watch what I do, and the paparazzi caught a picture of me kissing Superman one time, and I mean, if that kept happening, it would only be a matter of time before people were able to suss out that Clark and Superman were the same person. I mean, I guess that's a better explanation than the one Bendis offered up, that they can't live together because, you know, their son is grown up now and her book is so much more important, but it still is just so hard to swallow. And all that was fun, but who's ready for something completely different? You see, from there we cut on over to Russia, where a bunch of thugs who are seemingly looking for information that Russian journalist was compiling end up getting accosted by the Question, but not any question, the Renee Montoya version of the Question. A character that Greg Rucka has been spearheading and championing pretty much from the very beginning, and not only that, we're going to be getting both versions of the Question in this book apparently, so, you know, sign me the hell up for that. But, you know, none of these are Lois, right? When we join back up with her, she's at a big White House press meeting. The White House press secretary, Sarah McCarthy, is being very combative and dismissive of all the journalists, while clearly lying through her teeth about how all of these brand new camps are being handled. Luckily, Lois Lane is there to take no crap, stand up to the press secretary, and put forth a bunch of actual facts and figures to show that these camps are being funded by LexCorp and several other very unsavory entities. And it's right around here as the comic begins to come to a close. As Lois walks off triumphant, I begin to truly understand why this comic was made right now at this moment in time. And so that was Lois Lane issue number 1, everybody, and it was pretty much everything I thought a Greg Rucka Lois series would be. Deliberately paced, very adult, very topical, very ripped from the headlines, and something that I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy much better when I come back and read it in trade. That's not to say it's boring or anything, that's just to say this kind of Fourth Estate action is going to have a really niche audience. I do love the idea of getting to see Lois be the crusading journalist speaking truth to power, especially when it seems like so many people in the real world are losing faith in journalists and journalism and news. Then you got all the stuff with the Question that I'm sure will be the icing on the cake, or the carrot at the end of the stick, depending on how you choose to look at it. Ultimately, I think I'd feel comfortable giving this one a 7 out of 10. The art looks nice, the story seems high-minded, and again, I bet it's gonna read really good when all 12 issues are collected. Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again. I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out some of these other videos I have on offer. Then you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Cape Joel, so you're always up to speed on what I'm doing next. And hey, did you know I have a Twitch and gaming page now? That's right, I do. If you head on down in the description, you'll find a link to the Joel Daily channel where I re-upload my streams, as well as the Cape Joel official Twitch channel where occasionally I do live stuff. If you're around, I would love it if you watched. I'm sure you'll have a good time. So until then, everyone, this has been Cape Joel, and I will be back again with more great comic content that smacks of greatness. Bye-bye.